I mean, like, I feel like if you're the only one in the family and you don't have any support, you can go into a really dark space.
Yeah.
I mean, even to a point where you're thinking of harming yourself.
Yeah. She tried to speak with her cousin on that, and he said he ghosted her. He
ghosted me.
Yeah.
Bitch, you ghosted me.
And that's her simply just wanting to have a conversation, just like the very just matter-of-fact conversation, just like, hey, let's just talk this out.
Yeah, I tried so many times with that fool. And you know what? He has 3 fucking daughters. You know what I mean? And just like, dude, are you gonna do the same shit to your daughters? Like when they're just being themselves and they're not exactly how you wanted them to be and they want to talk to you, just have a sit down conversation, like you're just gonna like ghost them? Like, I hope not. Honestly, because what happened is my cousin, this about 10 years ago or something, I borrowed like $400 from him, and he was nice enough to give it to me. Like, that part's good. Like, if I asked him for money, which I never do, he would just give it to me. And I tried to repay him back, and I was like, what's your Venmo or something like that? And he wrote me right back like, oh yeah, don't worry about the money that you owe me. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, oh, maybe he's like changed because he has 3 daughters. Like, maybe he's like more receptive. So I said, I was like, no, I really want to pay you back. You know, I have your money. And he really insisted. He was like, no, don't worry about it. And then I sent him a message saying, hey, you know, things have not been like cool with us, or like, you know, I just really would love to like clear that all up. And maybe if you want to like call me on your time off, maybe we could just have a quick chat about it to just like, you know, clear it up and just so we can like move on. And then I waited a day and I was like, oh, maybe he's busy. I waited 2 days. I waited 3 days. A week goes by. 2 weeks goes by. And I was just like, fuck this dude. Like, and then I just like deleted his like message because I was waiting.
Yeah.
So many times where men in my family have kept me hanging so much. Just all I want is just to talk.
Yeah.
You know, and I just can't get that respect. It's just like, oh, you want money? Okay, you can have a like pitiful thing, you know, the black sheep of the family. But when the black sheep wants to talk to you and just have a conversation, person to person, it's not going down. It's so weird.
You know, some people are really weird about, you know, the word confrontation sounds really like negative, but people don't like confrontation. People don't like the feeling of like being confronted or feeling like they might have to talk about some difficult things or something. Like, I don't know, people just try to avoid that situation maybe, and maybe he felt uncomfortable, like, oh no, like what is she gonna bring up? What is she gonna talk about? Like I'm just gonna ignore this. Like,
oh yeah.
Not saying that what he did was the best. I mean, obviously, like, you know, it takes a lot of guts to do and say what you did, you know, to be like, hey, you know, I would, you know, really love to, if we can chat about this, and to be the one to bring that up.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to do that. And
I was nervous.
Kudos for you for doing that.
Thank you.
And, you know, but it's a shame that he couldn't reciprocate that same level of just courage and to meet you there and just be like, hey, yeah, let's talk about it. Or even if he had no idea. Let's say he had no idea. He's like, he could have said that, like, you know, I had no idea that you felt that way. Yeah, let me give you a call. Let me give you a call this week or something.
Yeah, or 2 weeks, or I'll call you in 3 weeks.
Whatever.
Totally fine with that.
But to leave you hanging and not answer at all.
Yeah, that's what was
shocking. Really shitty.
It's really sad. Shitty of him.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, all you want is just some recognition of your feelings and of what you're going through. And it just seems like no one in that side of the family has ever really listened to you and just let you talk out your grievances and like why there is this wall between you guys and between you and them. It doesn't have to be like that.
No, it could be so good. Like me and my brother, we're so good. Yeah, we had a little bit of differences, but you know, he allowed me to break that wall.
Yeah.
We worked at it. And now it's just like anytime he needs to talk, he calls me, we talk, we laugh, and then we go about our lives.
Yeah.
Just feeling more energized after talking to each other. And that's what I feel like that's what my idea of a family member is.
No, I'm so glad that you and Joshua have that.
Yeah, at least I have that with him, and I'm happy with that, to be honest.
And again, like you said, like he allowed you to speak.
Yeah.
Gave you that time to speak and like say what you had to say and listen to you.
Yeah. He didn't like it at first. He didn't like it at first, but still he had it in his heart, even though he disagreed with a lot of stuff or he didn't want to hear it, he still let me just like poke a little hole, a little bit there, and then let the conversation grow. And I'm just so glad that he allowed me, because I was like, dude, I'll lose all ties with my family members if he doesn't let me through. Like, at least I have him. And I'm really grateful for that. So, I mean, if you got it cool with your siblings, like, really appreciate that, guys. Tell them, like, thank you for having this relationship with me, you know, just being there for me. Like, I think you can't take it for granted. For sure. And if you got like good friends out there that have your back, like, make sure that they know that you're grateful for them. I think it's really important.
I mean, that's again, when you surround yourself with people that allow you to be yourself and you can freely express yourself and not feel like, oh, am I saying too much? Is this okay for me to say this? And for people at the end of the day, for these people that you surround yourself with to still love you just the way you are, it's it makes you, it energizes you. It makes you feel like, okay, as opposed to surrounding yourself with people that don't let you be who you are. Yeah, you're gonna feel down. You're gonna feel really just closed off and unable to be yourself, you know?
You can actually go into a really dark space.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, for me, at least I have Joseph to pull me out. I mean, there was times where we did go to dinner and I was just like, I need to go for a walk. And I just excused myself. And I just try to stay out there as long as possible. I just went on a walk by myself to just kind of clear my head, because already their presence was just so suppressing. But I mean, like, I feel like if you're the only one in the family and you don't have any support, you can go into a really dark space.
Yeah.
I mean, even to a point where you're thinking of harming yourself.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to talk it out. And yes, Debbie has heard this so many times, me and my mom going back and forth and stuff. But this week was really hard for me. So that's why I wanted to bring it up. And I think there's no shame in talking about it.
No.
And I know in this podcast, we talk a lot about funny things, a lot of weird things. But this is also another like big part of it, because it's really talking about like the realities of life too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you think, you think like, oh, well, Liz's mom has cancer and that's like a horrible thing. But like, cancer or no cancer, like, it doesn't excuse that person from mistreating like other people. Like, it doesn't excuse them. Like, if you're mistreating your own daughter and not making her feel wanted or feeling appreciated because you feel like it's expected of her to take care of you, or you're entitled, or you feel entitled to it. I mean, now you can hear the resentment in Liz's voice, the way Liz sounds, because, after a couple years doing this, it is draining. I can imagine how draining it is. And to not even get a simple thank you.
Yeah.
It's it gets tough As I can tell you explaining it to me.
Tell you what it is. Fucking bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit. All of it.
Yeah.